are good. There's not even any music playing, so ha. Good morning, Cynthia, Clarence, Chris. Bull, please change your name. Pretty please. Good morning, everyone. I can't say everyone's name. Good morning, Cynthia, Clarence, Chris. Bull, please change your name. Okay, we can't do that. If I have to hear myself talk, I can't talk anymore. That's a serious thing. I hope I didn't just end that recording.
Good morning, Jenny.
Good morning, Donna. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Fantastic. So I was up all night talking to Miss Donna, my sunshine. Yeah, whoops, it's okay though. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and let Barbara take the floor real quick and lead us, with the wording, just make sure our hearts and our minds are in the right spot, and then we'll go ahead and get started.
Good morning, everyone. Father, in the name of Jesus, Lord, we just come before you, Father, thanking you, Lord, for all that you do and continue to do in our meetings and our sessions. Father, we just thank you, Lord, for all the people that are coming together, Father. We know we come to you in unity, Lord, knowing, Lord, that you're the one who's in control. We thank you, Father, for your guidance and for your direction. Father, we just give you thanks and for all that you're doing and continue to help us to grow and have these breakthroughs, Father. We just thank you in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. Amen. That always feels so powerful. She definitely has an anointing over her voice. So I don't know how to mute some of this stuff. Father God, help me sometimes. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. A couple of housekeeping things. We're going to briefly go over the 4-hour setups, not a whole bunch. What I'd like to do is, I know Avery is supposed to be our news guy. I'll have to hunt him down and ask him what the news is. Let me see if I see his name on here. Psh, how is he going to be the news guy if he's not on here? Well, either way, what we're going to do is maybe have somebody announce the news. It can be me or somebody else. I like to try to keep this as interactive as possible because you will take away the very most. That's what's going to happen. You're going to take away the most out of all of this, period, no matter how you look at it. It's just the reality. The more interactive you are, the more you step up, share screens, discuss. If you want to cut your learning curve in half, if you legit want to become the person who's a very, very, very good trader, one of the best ways to do that is to step out of your bubble. It is to come out of the box and hang out with us, talk with us. And so, yeah, if anybody wants to announce the news, please do so. Other than that, what we'll do is we'll do news, and then we'll have somebody to check the currency strength heat wave for anybody who has that app or knows how to use it. That would be the best bet. Now I'll go back to share a portion. Hopefully this works. It did not work. Sorry, guys. I had to share. In order to fix how I share the screen, I have to go to share all, check, and then stop share, and now go to share a portion. Otherwise, I can't see the portion of my screen that it's sharing for some ungodly reason. We call that technology, but yeah, it is what it is. So here we go. This is a different broker. And I closed out a couple of other ones, so we couldn't see what was on here. But does anybody want to discuss what they see happening in the news? I know that on this broker, I have a news indicator that's really handy dandy. It's really handy.
I see a United Kingdom news with Governor Carney speaking in 33 minutes.
United Kingdom. So what currency does that affect the most?
Hi, good morning. That would be the pound dollar.
I think it would affect GBP the most, right? And then euro.
Yeah, I think so.
And euro.
The euro. Okay. 34 minutes. Well, government speeches usually make a pretty big impact, as you guys can not see, I'm sure, because this is a mess. GBP is spiking up again, which we really anticipated to happen. We talked about this yesterday. We talked about it last week. We have to be very careful with those GBP pairs. If you're not already doing so, please, please, please do so. It's not worth risking your account. We know Wednesday is FOMC, which has a big, big impact. Obviously, the crude oil will affect the US dollar as well as the Canadian dollar. And an interest rate decision, it'll spike the market. I mean, it just depends. Well, it actually, this time of year, it really could spike the market. So we shall see. We shall see with my little lisp here. Okay, but to go to the charts, I'm going to entertain Jamie because Jamie has been watching this pair like a hawk. He is hungry. He is super interested in this pair. Move my tablet out of the way so I can make sure you guys can hear me. Yesterday, you guys couldn't hear me too well. You guys kept thinking I walked away. And I promise I didn't leave. So let's see. Unless I told you I left. Bear with us. Pretty please work. I know you guys can see me do that, right? So Jamie and everybody else on the planet who really wants to buy this pair, it's not ready yet. It's not ready yet. So if we had no arrow here, what we could see is this just made a lower low. And granted, you can tell it's edging down. It's making that descending, what do y'all call it again? A descending channel? Descending channel. To me, it's slowing down. We get that. But we're not even looking for a pullback until we have more confirmation. Right now, it doesn't have the confirmation, guys. Everybody wants this to buy. It's just not ready yet. So like if you look at Aussie 200 or the Australian currency itself, there's a reason why. The Australian dollar just got immensely strong. So we don't want to hedge our bets against what we already know is moving. So for now, Mr. Jamie, let's stay away from that pair, at least for today. We might get a breakout, but we just haven't got one yet. Hold on. I gotta sneeze. Sorry. Okay, let's see, Australian US dollar. We know there's a lot of US news and we're currently in a pullback, but overall this market is bullish as soon as it comes up on my screen. This broker is always the slowest. I'm guessing it's because I have so many things running on there. I have all my EAs, the other EAs that are really super intense. Might have to go to a different broker. Uh-oh. Sorry, guys. If you can see my screen thinking. It's definitely thinking. Good morning, Clarence. Oh, sorry. We might have to just say no or go to some naked shots. There we go. So we have our triple arrows on the 4-hour chart. We're pulling back. We did hit the ADR low, which I didn't see last time I looked. Although still, we're kind of going to wait and see what happens. My overall bias is still to buy. But again, US dollars kind of got some flurry going around. So we want to wait until we have a confirmed entry. We broke below the 50. So what we'd want to wait and see is we'd want to close above the 50 again. The late entry would be when it breaks current structure. It's just a different style of trading. That's all. So let me stick to the pairs I know that I was looking at. Euro NZD. Oh, because I don't want to click through all of them. Are there any pairs you guys really want to look at? Hey, Goldney, that sounds like a great idea. Your message in the chat saying you'd like to know about the 10 pips. If you share your chart, you'll get a chance for have everybody. It's very interactive. So you'll see things that I see, but you'll also see things that Jamie sees and Barbara or somebody else, somebody other than just me. And with that accumulative knowledge, that collaboration, you're going to grow exponentially faster. Yeah, it's not working.
Okay, thank you.
Yes.
You can tell me when it's okay to share.
Yes, sir, will do.
Okay.
I might have you do it sooner rather than later.
Okay.
This is not working. It's not working. Let's see. Nope. Okay, well, I'm gonna close down this broker and reset everything. And in that interim of time, what I'm gonna have happen is Mr. Goldney offered to share his chart and interact with us. So if you want to go ahead, I'm gonna hit stop share and then I'll keep yapping. I'm skilled in that department. Let's see. On the bottom of your Zoom window, it says there's a box that has an arrow pointing straight up and it says share.
Yeah, I'm on.
And yes, Sherry, I just got your message. We can do that here in just a second. And then while he's sharing his screen, we're on gold right now, 1 minute chart. We have a MACD on here. We only have one MACD on here though.
I have 2 MACDs on. I just removed the histogram from one of them.
So just to clarify, your black line and your blue histogram is the fast MACD, is that correct?
Yes, the fast MACD is the black and the black with the blue.
Okay, I actually kind of like it. Like color wise, I don't like most people's colors, but I like yours.
Okay. If I put it on like this, you would see it like that.
Okay, I see. Capiche. I
Yeah.
get
Hey, Jenny, sorry, before we start, Mr. Goldney, what is your name in the group?
My name is Ricardo, actually. On this
Oh, okay.
computer, you would see it register as Goldney, but my name is Ricardo.
Okay.
So if I'm using my MacBook, you would see it show up as Ricardo or my iPad.
Okay. I just wanted to verify because I didn't recognize the name.
No problem. Goldney is also my name. My name is Ricardo Goldney. Yeah.
I'll make note. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you,
So
Donna. You're a rock star.
I just want to clarify some things with you guys for help to know whether I'm doing this correct or not.
Okay, what's your first question? Well, actually, let me interrupt you real quick. So right now, Mr. Ricardo has gold on his screen. So we're going to be analyzing gold and going over gold. But if anybody can take a look at GJ, GA, I'm going to go to the currency heat wave real quick to find out what's moving. Because essentially, it only takes me like an hour, hour and a half most days to find 10 trades. But that's usually when it's just me or maybe like me and one other person and we're just hanging out. When I'm trying to lead a call, it takes way different amount of time. So on the currency heat wave, CHF is very strong. JPY is very strong. USD. So if we can pick any of those pairs, we're going to be able to get our money in and out a lot faster. Be careful on GBP. Well, I guess we could take GBP against CHF. But just so you know what you're looking for while Ricardo and I look at gold. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So tell me what you understand of the strategy. Do you watch the pin post? Do you watch the video? Is that correct?
I looked at one of your videos yesterday. I was trying to get the correct coordinates with the moving averages. I think it's 3, 9, and 50 you have.
So it's a 3 and a 9 EMA and a 50 SMA.
Oh, it's a 50 SMA.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so I will change that in a while.
Okay.
Let me change it one time. Right. So it's a 50 SMA. Okay, good. So tell me if I'm correct. Tell me if I'm going wrong. Do you wait for the 3 moving average to cross the 50 on the higher time frame, such as the 5 minute, to decide to step down on the 1 minute to look for the entry going bearish?
Okay, so the rules of the strategy are as follows. On the 5-minute chart, you want the price, meaning the candles, the 3 EMA below the 50 SMA. So you want the candles and the 3 EMA below the 50 SMA.
Correct.
And then you also want the first vertical line on the fast MACD to have closed below the 0 line.
Correct.
So technically at that point, you would be now click down to the 1-minute chart. And the reason why I structured, technically we can take entries off of the 5-minute if you see them. The reason why this strategy was structured the way it was so you can jump in and out and go find all those scalps. And like, let's say you have a certain strategy, but let's be honest, we can't always catch that strategy. Sometimes we miss it. We potentially should have lives outside of our computer screens. So in theory, always, right? But let's say we missed it. So if we hop down to that next lower time frame, so if we were using something comparable on a larger time frame, or if we're using something comparable on a smaller time frame, what we're going to do is take all of our rules and then pop down one time frame, and now we're going to look for that super fast entry. And what that fast entry is going to be is we're looking for the 3 and the 9 cross, and now we want another fast histogram, so the vertical line on the fast MACD to close below the 0 on the fast MACD.
Right.
And that's what we're looking for.
Okay. So I get that, but is it you're also looking for it to close below the fractal?
The fractal, so I can actually remake that video. I'd have to probably watch it before I remake it. But the thing is listen, I use fractals a lot. However, I use them in conjunction with my current market knowledge. And I don't want you guys to keep jumping in at a fractal break, taking that late entry when you're not there yet, because the fractal break it's still a very good one. However, like you have to understand that it is also a late entry. So typically when a fractal gets broken, it almost always pulls back, and it's usually right. It will only be wrong a handful of times, but it's just a very different style of trading. So to stay the course and to give you guys the highest chance for success, what I'd like to say is the only entries you're looking for are the 3 and 9 cross in conjunction with the fast MACD closing below the 0 line. That's what you're looking for.
All right, good. I think I got it. I was using the fractal for an entry, but I understand what you're looking for now. So now we're looking for the fast MACD to close below the 0 line here. So the first bar.
That's correct, yeah.
Because so now once it closes below, we would have an entry with gold, correct?
Yes. So I'm
Okay.
looking at gold too. Let's see. So we're forming a doji. We're pushing up.
Mm-hmm.
Gotta kind of see what happens here. Do you not like to see this low MACD behind there? Is that why you took it off?
Well, I understand what I'm looking for, because the fast MACD is what I'm really looking for. Once it crosses to go down, then I would know that I would be okay for an entry going bearish. So I just took off the other one to just have it plain so that I could be seeing this one clear as I'm seeing it now.
Okay.
I could put it on.
Well, no, I'm curious. Well, because here's the reason why. As you learn and you gain a little bit more knowledge, what's going to happen is there's a lot of ways to use that slow MACD for a second entry. And there's also ways to use that slow MACD for an exit. So it might be wise to keep that on there just for training your eyes and staying the course, if you will.
Okay.
Just my 2 cents.
No problem. Well, I value your 2 cents, so I'll put it on.
Thank you.
Because this is something I've been wanting to learn for a while, how to take these small portions, which is scalping, out of the market regularly. And I've not been able to do so.
Scalping is something that's tricky. So I did very well with my flip-flop strategy. I did pretty well. I hit high numbers. And then I did really well with my fractal break on the 1 hour, only going for 10 pips, mindful that I use a trade manager. So sometimes I get way more. Sometimes I only get 7, but it keeps itself pretty level. So I've gotten pretty good at it. And then this one, and I actually have one other extremely good scalping strategy. But for the most part, I find the best success in swinging. It is like stupid simple to pick a couple of trades and let them ride. And that's it. Just pick a few and let them ride. So like, for example, some accounts I have trade manager, I have it all set up a little bit differently, but there's a lot of trades that we've been in, but none of us, including myself, held them long enough. So when you learn to trust your analysis and stay the course, it becomes really, really easy to trade and to be profitable.
Yeah. I like the scalping.
That's
I could do the long-term trades, but I like scalping, but I'm not good at it. So that's why I want to bring myself under your stewardship to teach me about this.
Okay, that's awesome. So you're gonna have gold on the screen, so I'm gonna let you be in charge of that. Can you do that?
Yes, I can. I can.
That's awesome.
Right. So I could stop share now.
Oh no, that's what I just said. You're gonna share for a little while.
Okay, no problem.
I volunteered you. Well, you
Yeah.
volunteered first, but now I'm gonna keep you around.
Well, yesterday I did give you my word that I'm going to share today.
That's true. So I've got Jamie on the line, and he's a beast, as you know. So he's gonna come after anybody who doesn't keep their word. So, okay, guys. Well, while he's looking at that, what we're waiting for is kind of forming a pattern, but we are waiting to see what gold is gonna do, and it's pushing up now. If it would make a higher high, we'd be looking for that entry, but we need it to be confirmed. We definitely need it to confirm. Is anybody else looking at anything else that's actively moving?
Is
Yes, well, what's moving? Somebody said yes.
Hey Jenny, this is Liz.
Hi, Liz. How are you this morning?
All right, and you?
Wonderful. I'm happy to be here.
Well, I was looking at NZDJPY.
For a scalp or for a swing?
I think it would be for like more of a long-term trade, longer, like maybe a day.
I think that Mr. Patton just called this. I'm reasonably certain he just called this
Okay, let's see.
as a sell. So it does have triple arrows, but we also know NZD is massively strong, but it's due a pullback. So right now, what I'm seeing is Malcolm, I like my strategy best for swinging. So can you guys see my screen by chance?
Yes, we can.
Okay. So just so you guys can see what's happening here, we have our triple arrows. Obviously, they kind of pulled up. Well, maybe not the little arrow. I don't see it in there, which is great, right? We have divergence, which already paid out. So this is considered completed. We already pulled back. Divergence is usually a right now thing. So once it's pulled back, this is considered done. Just so you guys understand how to read that. We have daily dots and we have, so the yellow are something. What is the yellow? Let's find out together.
Okay, yeah, I just wanted to see if I understood my dot system here. Pretty good. Let's see. The arrows. Oh, there they are. Okay, let's see.
Are you looking at your screen, Liz?
Yes.
Okay. So, well, on my screen, what I see is we have technically daily dots and weekly dots, right? That's the white and the yellow.
Right.
We definitely had a railroad right here. You can't see it because of the white arrow is on top of it. We do not have the little yellow arrow. The little arrow, I'm not sure why, but it just hasn't appeared yet. And we wicked off of the 50.
Okay.
The fact that we wicked off of the 50 to me is I'm not ready yet to start selling NZD pairs. I'm
Right.
personally, but look why. So if we draw the trend line, granted, this is a messy kind of chart. I hardly use these charts too much. Except for when I'm on the calls with you guys. And I'm not going to dare claim and say I'm great at drawing lines. You would think after kindergarten that was a much more acquired skill, but you know, who am I to say?
I wish I could share my screen, but I'm at work and I can't.
I'm going to hold you to it. I don't care if it's Tuesday night. Y'all, this interaction thing, it's a big deal. Okay.
Yeah. Yes. Yes.
Okay. So look, why are we going to sell yet? We haven't really broke it yet.
Right.
There's a lot of trains of thought and there's a lot of ways to do things. So if I disagree with somebody or they disagree with me for that matter, that's okay. I say it a lot that I have yet to meet successful traders who trade the same way. I've met like anyone. None of us who actually can make, you know, pay their bills or make 6 or 7 figures, they all trade differently. And I can't explain why. So
Right.
I'm not personally saying this is ready. If I go down to the 1 hour chart, NZD is kind of losing strength, which is what we need to see to sell it, right? We need NZD to be weak.
Right. Yeah, I'm seeing the same thing too. And I just wanted to just see if I'm right or not, you know, or as far as what I'm seeing.
So do you guys see that possible head and shoulders? The head is taller than the 2 shoulders, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it definitely could sell off, but it looks like we bounced off of this, you know, average daily low. We're kind of following structure. So until we get a clear breakout move, so we want the clear move. We've got some moves down. That's great. But we don't have the clear breakout move yet. So we're kind of on that. This wouldn't be a bad entry. Your stop loss would be tight. I mean, that's a blessing.
So this can be one I can watch, you know, see how it plays out, you know?
Exactly. Or you have a demo account, put it in a demo account.
Right. Mm-hmm.
I know that there's no psychology, to that. There's no benefit. It's not nearly as, I don't know what it is. Although we should all get better at demo. I know that it's not as cool. Your risk to reward
Hey,
on.
Jenny, we got higher highs on gold, by the way.
Thank you. Who is that?
That's Robert Carmichael from Aussie.
Hi, Mr. Australian. How are you?
I'm good. My pet kangaroo is out the back hopping around happy. So good.
Gold is popping up on the side now.
Yeah, I said
Buy
gold
gold,
too.
buy gold, buy gold.
Gold, yeah.
Buy it.
Okay. Thanks, Jenny.
Oh, you're welcome. We'll keep talking about it. I have to stop share. I'm gonna have to go to share my whole screen. I just saw that whole jump happen.
Yes,
Whoopsie.
gold. Gold has risen.
Sorry, guys. I have to do this their way. Okay. I barely caught. I said bye, but yeah. Where's my Tuesday thing at? I'm doing it. Does anybody else have a difference of opinion on NZDJPY? Anybody at all? And as for gold, if I was watching this, what I would have said, okay, is when this happens, so you see that there's kind of a gaggle amount of fractals. When we hit here, I would have been willing to buy it personally, based off of how I trade.
You still have NZDJPY on your screen.
Yeah.
Oh, well, good job, me.
I was looking at it when the signal was called. Hello?
Okay, let's try this again. So I'm going to share the whole screen. You guys can see everything now, right?
Yep.
Okay. It won't give me control. Like, it gives me this green box that shows me what's being controlled, and it won't give it to me. Well, sorry about that. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to move this, maybe. That's Zoom for you. Zoom said no, not me. I didn't do it. They said no. And just share that. Ta-da. Stop share. New share. Sorry. My bad. Oh, there we go. Ta-da. Sorry, I couldn't see what I was talking about. Blame technology, not me. Okay, let's see. What I was saying, as soon as I drag my little pretty green box that allows me to control it, was if I had been watching anywhere in this area, bear with me, there we go. So I couldn't really necessarily go off of this because there's too many areas around here. But the second we got to about here, I would have bought if I was watching. And I would have like my one click thing up. And again, I'll go to a higher lot size on this account once I hit past 300 on that small account. But I would have my one click up so I could just hit buy. And you know that this will be managed by a trade manager. So I would be watching my margin and just buy. That's it. I mean, to the point where this is so stinking simple to go get your 10 trades. And sometimes you get less than 10 trades. And it is scalping. So your risk to reward is not what it should be. We know that. But that goes with the territory of scalping. If you want to learn to scalp, there's not a great other way. Why? I know one guy teaches, Steve, I forget his name now. He teaches that whole 3 to 7 pip stop loss. But in my experience, the spread knocks you out of that anyways. So not to say it doesn't work. I'm sure it works for him. It just doesn't work for me. So, and that's okay. That one guy, remember, he's the creator. He's like really big on Fibonacci. He's really big on the pitchforks. Does anyone know what I'm talking about? Anybody who's an IML should know. But Steve Greger.
Yeah.
He's awesome. Like, I loved. It was way too much to learn, if I'm being honest. But
yeah, he's no longer with IML.
true. But his fast 33 thing on TradingView is pretty awesome. The concept to how he trades is great. If I could just make it work in real life, that would be fantastic. So Donna, can you please help Tara? They don't hear any sound.
We've got some movement on pound chief as well.
I've got
We're
pound.
not quite there yet, but we're getting there. Oh, you got it on the screen. Sorry.
Because the chief, no, don't be sorry. Tell me, please, because otherwise I'm gonna be scatterbrained. But chief is strong is why. So I was looking for that. But right now we're in neutral territory and GBP is gaining strength. But chef is very strong. So then in that case, we'd want to go over to GBP odd. Let's see. Odd is weak, GGN. So right now there's a good chance we would get our, that it's gonna pop up at least to the average daily high. That's doable. If you wait for the pullback, it'll be much easier to get your 10 pips. Jerry, I'll show you my trade manager in just a second. Let me look for a couple of these, please. NZD CAD, what NZD? This one. Okay. You're welcome. So GBP is gaining strength right now and NZD is weak. We'd be primed to look for a buy as soon as it sets up. We already came to the average daily high. I'm guessing all the GBP pairs did that.
Yeah, I have my eye on that as well.
Did any GBP pair not hit the ADR high? Maybe GU? Because whichever one didn't, that's the one I'd be looking for right now. So for example, GU. I'd be looking here. For 2 scalps, maybe 3, but 3 is pushing it. That's where I would be looking. Let's see, GJ. Doesn't look like GJ did either. I remember when you showed the perfect setup, Sherry. In what regard? In terms of a scalp or in terms of a swing or in terms of what? Can you unmute yourself?
Gold
Hi,
looks
Jenny.
pretty perfect.
Let's take a look. Thank you for.
Hello, Jenny.
Hi, how are you?
Good morning. Doing great. Yourself?
Good morning. I'm doing wonderful.
We thank God for that. Jenny, I was on gold this morning, and with that drop, I think I was in a sell. It dropped down, but my trade manager, for some reason, I was supposed to have locked me out at 5 pips, but nothing happened. It went reversed back. I had to manually close it out, and it's done that a few times, but I don't know. Maybe it's just my settings or something. But
Okay, can you share what we've done for myself and what we've done for other clients? Can you mute yourself, please, guys?
all right, Jenny's it.
I just muted everybody because somebody's got some massive background noise. So if it was you, Jerry, just hear me out for a second. I don't know if you're able or capable of sharing your chart, but what has worked for me and for other people is we clicked through it with them. So what I'm gonna do is go to my expert advisor. This is my most basic and, believe it or not, one of my favorites in terms of EAs. I'm a very big advocate for having as many managing EAs as you possibly can. You should be, CYA to the nth degree, okay? These are the current settings. I'm a really good trader, but I am not all that technologically involved to understand why these settings are getting me so many more pips than the previous ones I had. But I think it has to do with the trailing stop. I can't verify the rhyme or reason. So either way, my current take profit is 23 and I have it at that. I don't want it to be 40 or 50. 99% of the time, the market does not spike that big. It's possible, but not probable. Okay. So I'm not missing much by going for a modest amount versus going for the gold. My stop loss is 25 pips. As you know, that's rather large for a scalping session, but we have to give the market room to breathe. We have to, especially with gold or any other fast mover, you got to. So is it my first choice? No. You can choose to manually close it once you get to 20, 25 pips out. You can even adjust it a little bit, as you've seen I do. I don't hold that steadfast. This is just to manage it. This is the manager I use to manage what I can't see or when I click away. I currently have it set at show it so we could see it on screen. Target pips to lock is 10 pips. So once I'm in 10 pips of profit, now mind you, I don't know for sure exactly how this works on the spread. I can't verify if that's after the spread. I'm pretty sure it's not after the spread. So technically this would equate to a profitability of 8 pips if you were using a pair that trades at a 2 pip spread, to give you an example. Profit to lock is 6 pips. So once I'm 10 pips in profit, it locks 6 of those in. So it moves my stop loss up to 6. And then trailing stop, I have it set at classic. And then it's 4.4 pips. I don't even understand how I did this or why I did this, but I do know why I did this. I just don't understand why it's working the way it's working. From what we've established together, this does not even kick in until after this. So this won't even activate until after this has been occurred. So if this is too high and you're wondering why this isn't happening yet, that's why. Open on all open orders for that account, and I definitely don't need any more ding dongs on my computer. Does that answer your question, Jerry? Peekaboo.
No more ding dongs. I like that, Jenny. Hey, pound New Zealand's looking like pretty good next minute, I reckon.
Okay. So I'm gonna keep an
Sorry,
eye.
New Zealand.
That's okay. So I'm gonna keep an eye on this. This confirms. I would definitely buy this and GJ up to the ADR high. Let's go to pound New Zealand. But whoever was just asking about that, that's how I'm using it. We're bouncing around. The spread's not horrible. The pip value on this is not extreme. Definitely have enough pips, even if we only got 10. Oh, this is the 15-minute chart. Silly me, I'm sorry. Let's take a look.
It just bounced up, so maybe might take back what I said.
That's okay. It's hard to be the one on here making a call, huh? Knowing that everyone is listening, everyone's going to be really happy if you do well and not so happy if you don't. Yeah, it's hard. I'd want to see how it interacts with this 50 SMA. So we're not quite confirmed yet anyways, according to the actual viable rules. We're not there yet. So we don't have a full bar above the 0 yet. It just doesn't exist. And right now we're kind of interacting with that 50. So we can keep an eye on that. And then of course, gold. Sherry. That would be my mama messaging me. And yesterday my aunt kept calling me all morning, my aunt from Jersey. You better believe that she's going to send a whole bunch of school supplies. So if you or anybody you know, anyone ever needs school supplies, I have so much school supplies. It's a real thing. Lots of school supplies. Awesome. Thank you, Jerry. So Jerry and Sherry, I remember when you showed the perfect setup. Can you show it again? We were reviewing charts. Were we reviewing scalping or were we reviewing swinging? And we're getting there. So to me, my ideal setup is not that fancy. It's not that fancy. So you guys keep an eye on GU and GJ for the buy. I'm thinking it's gonna jump to the ADR high. You guys can keep an eye on gold. I will show this to
GA as well. Sorry, Jenny. I didn't mean to cut you off there.
as a trade.
Just looking at the GA.
I clicked on that one first based off of currency strength. So GBP is strong, odd is very weak. Any of those, I'm fully game on. But we have to decide what our best bet. I can't keep them all on my screen. So we have a kind of double top. I know why I clicked away. This wasn't even quite 10 pips. That's why. Okay. So back to what was it, GN? GN. I will keep GN on that screen. But to look at here real quick, my idea of a perfect setup, I'm going to go the 4-hour chart. This is the messiest my screen can possibly be. Like I can add one more thing and it would be like TDI or the MACD that has divergence. But literally I don't have room on this screen for anything else. Would you agree with that, Sherry? Derek, send me the information. I'm on it. Okay, so this is just a mess, period. But if you can bear with me and I could go to TradingView to show you, my perfect setup would be something like this. Ready? Of course, I don't know why it's not doing that. My perfect setup, something like this. So imagine we didn't have the binary. Well, this isn't even the actual binary arrow. This is the big white arrow.
GJ, the 3 just broke the 50 on GJ.
GJ up.
Yep.
That's what we wait for. I would buy GJ as soon as it comes up. Hold on. I'm bringing it up on a different broker, so you guys have to be responsible to bring it up on yours. Okay. If I try to share all the little windows with you, it just y'all aren't gonna be able to see it anyways. Kind of have a slant bottom. We do kind of have divergence though.
Looks like a good sell for Euro USD.
Euro USD.
Yeah. As soon as I spoke, it started getting neutral.
It's gonna. That's the axiom of opening my mouth.
Yeah, it's okay. No problem.
I get it. It's okay. So you guys can take a look at Euro USD. If it's falling gold, it's not a fast move. You have to go for 5 pips. If you're looking at GJ, I would have it going up to that ADR high. It hasn't touched it yet and kissed it, and every other GBP pair has. So if you wanted to make your safest bet, that's probably it. GJ and GU has not done that. Okay, I'm gonna buy GJ. Buy. That's the second trade followed. And if you have the margin capacity, hold on, let me see what gold's doing to see if it's in profit or not. No, it's not. Okay, so back to Sherry. What I would have is I literally have some EMAs. I wouldn't have, I can trade with the dots and I like the daily dots. But what you also have to know is like if we're moving really strong in this direction, you're gonna have dots here and then they're gonna move. So I want to go with the direction of the current. So for example, on this perfect setup, look at it. You have weekly and daily dots. You have your 8 and 18 crossover. You broke the 33. You broke the 50. Your ADX, the sellers are in control and momentum is strong. You also have your auto trend line. You have your forecaster, all of them saying sell. Your currency strength indicator is an agreement. And the RSI would be if I dropped it on here too. We didn't necessarily have divergence, but that's okay. And of course, we have our MACD confirming. So we were below the 0 line. Every single thing on this chart, now that's perfect in hindsight, right? That's the problem is when we're looking for the perfect trade, it's always in hindsight. And that's it. So how do we avoid from taking this trade? How do we know that because we don't know the difference, right? Finding a winning trade is easy. It's avoiding the losing ones. So that's when your rules and your comprehension of the market really come into play. So at the time, we would not have known that this right here was not this move, right? We would have had no way of knowing that because hindsight's 2020 and this is trading. So the biggest question is, assuming we probably had a silly but, sorry, assuming we probably had weekly dots here, okay? They probably repainted, assuming we had, this was looking slightly different at the time, but still, if we go down the line, we had our 8 and 18 cross, we broke the 33 and we were breaking the 50. But on this one, our momentum line of the ADX, notice how it's really flat and it's staying on 25. When I told you guys I like the ADX, the only reason I like it isn't because I think it's a superpower, but because it keeps me out of crappy trades more often than not, or at least it helps. And now let's look at some other aspects. How do we know when we go to enter this time, it's not this time? And so that whole concept. Yes, 1 second for the person who just private messaged me. Now, if we go down the line, our profit filter again did not change. And that's something, it's really saying something. So it did not change. Now the auto trend forecaster did. Sellers are in control, but now if we go here, notice the difference in terms of the currency strength indicator. So this one, you have one that's literally kind of below the 40, above the 60, like it's wide. Like think of the shark's mouth that everyone defines. It's wide. It looks good, right? Whereas over here, you're pretty close together. You're technically above the 40 and the 60, but you're you're hovering at the same place. Now, again, if we look at the MACDs, you'll also notice, which is why I told that gentleman to bring that back up. Gold is in profit or coming into profit, depending on where you entered. But look at the difference. So if we just, again, taking this as simplistic as possible, how do we know the difference between this trade and this trade? That's how. So our fast MACD is below the 0, sure, but where's our slow MACD? Our slow MACD is not. On this one, our slow MACD is. So there are some differences, and this still is not going to be foolproof. You will still take losses. There is still stuff going on. We know that. But that just is, if you're asking me the perfect setup, that's it. And the person who messaged me, I don't know how to pronounce your name, but there is a pinned video in the Scalp to Freedom group. That's just kind of a side thing in addition to the 6-figure signals channels group that you entered. I'm assuming that you're in there because you're on this call. So, and Donna's usually pretty good at weeding out everyone who's not supposed to be in there. In the pinned post in the Scalp to Freedom group, that will explain the scalping strategy. Aside from that, every one of my videos are in the pinned post in the traditional super easy group. And then every one of the super easy 6-figure signals stuff, all of that's on the YouTube, or it's in the previous history in the signals channel. God, guys, that's a lot of channels, just so you know. It's too many channels. It's like 5 just for one group. 5. You are welcome. But Sherry, does that help you at all? Like, that's how I see the market. And what I would tell you is to not necessarily try to see it like me. What I would tell you is to learn to see it like you. So you can take these rules, and all they are is like 1 through 15. But now ultimately your goal and your job is to say, okay, I understand that. So now what part of this do I see best? If there's something that doesn't jive with you, cool, skip it. If there's something else you want to add, cool, add it. But now create those rules, and then come hell or high water, follow them for enough time. Follow them for a complete amount of time, long enough to actively get a case study on how well those rules work. So that's the best thing you can do. Okay. All right. All right, Mr. Jamie, what are you doing?
Babysitting AUD and ZD.
What, are you just waiting for it to pop?
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Hedging it down. hedging it down and getting ready to snatch it back up when she's ready.
Okay, Jamie, so we're all going to expect an enormous announcement from you saying, hey, Jamie's payment for the entire week is paid off. It's finally popping.
Hmm.
Okay.
And when it does, y'all gonna be like, dude, that crazy fool was right. And you're gonna be like, yeah.
You already know you're crazy. You already know you're right. You're good.
She's just retesting that bottom. Something's down there she wants, so I'm gonna let her have it.
That's good.
Excuse me.
Yeah, a couple of days ago,
let her fish.
A couple of days ago, I had got into Odd Cat as a swing, and it's been doing well.
Did you sell it then or buy it?
Sell it.
I was gonna say, swing like long term.
Yes. I don't mind letting it ride. I don't, you know, I like slow cooking.
You do.
Yes, ma'am. I'll take it over microwave food any day.
I bought this weird Instapot thing. I gotta learn to use it. I'm kind of excited.
Instapot. That just sounds interesting. This sounds easy bake openish.
Yeah, it is. No, it's nice. It's nice. So we'll see.
Cool.
Hey guys, that reminds me, just Cindy, I wanted to say something because this is recorded. So, one guy, he may or may not be on here. I don't know. Come on, let me see. He may or may not be on here, but another person messaged last night, and I get all kinds of messages, good, bad, in between. To be transparent, I can't get to them all. That's just reality. But this guy, I was clicking through with actually Donna. I was answering some questions in terms of Pat's request, and that's why I was clicking through them. And here's the deal. So this is the, I don't know, probably 10th, 20th time this has happened, where I get this message and somebody says him and his buddy funded an account together. So one of them grew it to like 10, 20 grand, or one of them grew it to 20 some odd. One of them grew it to like 5 grand. And of course, what happened is
someone bounced.
Yep. I'm like, so guys, so he did it. Like he took these signals, he was growing the account, he was doing the scalping, and he was doing great. Like Elvis's signals is really good. Pats and mines are pretty good. Their swings are a lot more patience. The scalping is good. There's no reason you shouldn't be making money if you're managing it right. But please don't share an account with somebody. Like, I don't care what your situation is. $50 is $50. And yes, it's slower to grow, but don't share an account with somebody. Like, that's like seriously the 10th time that I've heard that, like in the last couple of months. I'm like, really? That's got to be the worst. You finally get there. I think the guy last night, he had 5 grand or something. Guy took it all and left.
Wow.
And those are your friends. Those are your peoples.
Wow. Yeah. It happens worldwide.
I know. It just was on my heart. I was like frustrated with it. I was definitely frustrated. So we shall see. All right, we're gonna wait for these to play out. My other one would be GU. I would like to get into GU personally. I would like that. Like it. And Derek is up on Derek, Donna and I were talking last night. Can I ask you a question openly?
Sure.
Are you pretty profitable? Are you reasonably can you withdraw from Forex? That's the direct question.
Not right now, but I will be. I'm finding my own way, and I think it's going to work out.
Fair enough.
Yes, I think I'm going to be profitable really soon to where I'll be able to pull out. And I'm pretty sure I'm going to be a swinger because it's just going to work for me.
I like swinging too. This is mostly for you guys. I don't, it's nice sometimes to have something to do to go pop on the chart, especially when you don't have a day job and other stuff. But there's no freedom to picking some trades, like spending that hour and then sometimes hanging out I can talk to Jamie, you know, he'll call me at midnight my time and then wonders why my voice isn't perky. Or he'll call me like at 6 a.m. and we'll chat. Like, that's fun. We'll just hang out a little bit, look at some charts with people that you collaborate with. That's awesome.
Yeah, I found myself jumping around too much, and I just had to pull back the reins and just do what I want to do. And I just started doing that recently, and everything is going the way I want it to go. So.
Hold on. And not much. I'm on a call. It's Tuesday. I'm on a call. It's Tuesday. We're going over this gold strategy.
Mm-hmm. There must be sunshine.
Oh boy, you guys are too much. You guys are too much.
Okay, that is not even, you guys. That's a collaborative partner. Seriously. There's a few people who call me, I won't miss their call. Like,
you are my sunshine. You make me happy.
Guys are all busted. Busted, I'm telling you. Hey, that person, you owe this gold strategy to that person, just so you know. You guys owe that to them, because that's one of the people who helped me create it. They like the 50 SMA because, well, that's their thing. They're simple moving languages. Seriously. Now, hopefully we get that blanket on hold, though. We'll see. Hour and 2 minutes, we'll have to see.
Yes, but I found like what I was talking about earlier. At first, I was just doing a lot of everything. And so I was just like going back and forth. And I just finally pulled my rings back and said, I just need to do what I see and see what I do. And it's already working out. So it's okay. You know, I've learned a lot, and I learned, like I always know, is to trust myself, which has always worked for me my whole life. And it's funny because there can always be things that everyone does and it goes right. And if I don't feel it and I do it, it still doesn't work for me. And I could be totally against the grain and I feel it, and everybody else could be against it, but it'll work. So, you know, it is what it is. And I've always been that type of person. I've always been kind of trailblazing. And I was the kid that got in the car and drove to Mexico at 14, you know, and stuff like that. So I've always been like a rebel. So, but I enjoy the interaction and stuff with this, you know, with everyone, because you can learn from everyone. So I'm just kind of in the process of developing my own way of doing things, and I can see the light. So great to be here.
No, that's awesome. I'm sorry I wasn't calling you out to be mean.
Oh no, it's okay. I'm a big boy. I wear my BVDs.
So, like, seriously, that's it. Like, that's the best thing you can do. I know that doctors.
Congratulations, Derek. That's great.
That's
Yes,
awesome.
yes, it's.
Can you guys like not hear me? I think my microphone's broken. Is my microphone cutting out? Like, are you guys missing what I'm saying?
We did at first.
We can hear you.
I just feel like I'm talking to myself.
A little bit quiet, Jen.
I could yell at you.
I'd like that.
I'm gonna leave that one alone.
Okay, well, listen, like, that's what we want. I know Dr. Spiller is creating another copier service and another signals channel, and he's a good trader. Like, his strategy is good. It's, you know, you find the zone, then you do what breaks out from the zone, but it never worked for me. And Derek, that's the best thing you can do is take everything you learn from all the little tips and tricks. There's going to be a lot of them, but stay in your lane, and all of you will be way more successful than trying to do what anyone is doing at all, ever.
Yeah, I've never been a follower, and nothing against followers, but I've never been a follower my whole life. I've always been, you know, I don't know if leader is the proper word, but I've more of a lone ranger. It's probably more appropriate, And whenever I get out of who I am, it just doesn't work for me. So I just have to look in the mirror and be honest and trust myself. And so I just started doing it recently. And it's, I know it's going to work out. It's just plain as day. I could just see it, like how you can, you're from Colorado, so you know how you could just look at the sky and just see so far away the mountains in the distance. And just see it.
That's awesome. I love it though. I do. Okay, well, we've got only 2 trades. That's kind of crappy, just so you guys know. That's not good. I really want to see GU going up, but we'll see. I love the collaboration too. I love hanging out with you guys. It makes it a lot more fun. It's good, especially when Jamie's on and off drugs, that just is fun.
Me too.
Hey, Jamie, seriously, we have to make a deal. Ready? As soon as
Okay.
I'm back stateside, I will fly wherever you're going to be. And I want to be there when you have your first drink. I'm being dead serious. Because listen, I can't really drink. I never drink.
Mhm.
I'm trying to learn to handle like a glass of wine and stuff, like without like totally being stupid. But it would be a total blast. And I want to be there when you have your first drink because I think that's going to be hilarious. You're already.
Perfect. We're gonna have beer.
I can't drink.
Oh, wow. Put on your seatbelt, Jenny.
No, we can have a couple of Black Russians,
I don't know.
or Long Islands or something,
No,
or some wine.
You have Long Island's. I'll have like vodka soda.
Okay, yeah, that'll work.
There you go.
Distilled vodka.
Okay, deal.
Yeah, because that way you don't have a hangover the next day.
Okay, I don't know the difference, but we're gonna do that.
Oh, trust me. Yeah, it's a different. But as a side note, we probably won't see too much movement today. I think we're going to start seeing a lot of movement tomorrow.
Makes sense.
I'm not saying that we're going to be heavy in the news, but tomorrow I think we're going to see some fireworks. We got a lot of USD news, CPI, FOMC economic projections later in the evening, starting at 10 o'clock. So I think we're going to start seeing fireworks tomorrow, probably after 3 or 4 o'clock in the afternoon. We may see movement on foreign pairs, but yeah, I think some fireworks are going to be starting to pop off tomorrow. We've got the Wednesday. They're gonna, I think the Senate or somebody, the House or something. They're gonna do what they need to do or what they feel like they need to do with Pumpkin Man, and so just be ready. I think tomorrow we're going to see a lot of movement in the market. I think we're going to catch a lot of pips.
Awesome, thank you. How are you feeling today? How's your knee?
Oh man, I tell you, I can bend it about 35, 45 degrees. I can walk on it a lot better. Still got a limp. Swellings went down tremendously. So with the swelling going down, I see some dots on the back of my leg. So I think I might have not only just knocked it out of whack, but see some bites. So who knows? Maybe a spider bit me.
Oh,
As soon
wow.
as the swelling goes down some more, I want to look a little bit more in depth in it. But if it's a bite, then I'm going to have these guys come fumigate this place because I can't afford to get swelled up like this again.
Wow.
Okay,
Yeah.
well, healing, super fast recovery and healing.
Yeah. You can't keep a good man down.
Amen.
That's right.
Hey guys, well, in that case, honestly, the volume is low, and I don't want to hang out.
Yeah.
So, and that's okay sometimes. If you're in these 2 trades, you guys can see the screen. You can adjust your stop loss. You can get them. I do believe they will hit. If they don't hit, we'll count them as a loss. That's fair enough. Be careful so you can see where the stop loss is on this one. Definitely keep it below that 15-minute support. Stop loss on this one, Again, the market's just kind of consolidating. When it pops in a profit, you can close it. We can count it as a no trade, break even thing. Totally up to you, but we only took 2. We'll see if we liked any of them at all. We'll see. And as for the 4-hour setups, I will close down my VPS today and then redo all that stuff that my favorite Derek taught me with that video in terms of how to clean up and speed up my MT4.
Oh, cool.
honestly, that work, Derek, like it changed my life. It
Yeah.
changed.
Oh yeah. It's good.
Yeah, I finally did it. It took forever, but I finally did it. I got pregnant. You know?
You probably had a lot of stuff.
Oh yeah, I had so much, so much. I had to scroll a whole bunch down for how much logs I had.
Oh wow. Yeah. So I know that helped. Wonderful.
The goal's about to hit stop loss. No, well, hopefully it doesn't. We'll see.
Hey,
What?
Jamie.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to ask Jamie what he had merged with his RSI on his chart.
Huh?
What do you have with your RSI on your chart that you were sharing?
Huh?
On your chart that you were sharing? What's on?
He messing
Oh,
with
you're
you.
trying to
He
avoid my.
messing
You're
with you.
trying to avoid my. Okay, it's early. It's early here in California. Okay.
You see, Jamie? You see?
What? What did I do?
His favorite
See
song
how?
is Shaggy. It
No, I'm
wasn't
gonna
me.
private message you for sure right now.
That's right.
Okay, you do that. You do that. I don't want to take away from what
It's being shared.
Jenny, yeah, what Jenny has and what she's building. I want to be an addition to. So that's the reason why I haven't even asked to share that here with the group. But since you
Okay.
noticed, and you were the one who had the fortitude to come out there and be brave and ask me, I'll share it with you.
Hey Jamie, you're part of this team. I'm here in a lot of ways for you, so you can share whatever
Okay.
you want in this side scalping group because it doesn't go against the triple arrow system. It's not, in contradiction to the triple arrow system. This is meant to be free
Okay.
where if the
All
Scots
right.
and
If you like, I can go ahead and share now what it is.
okay, go ahead. I already know what it is, so go ahead.
Yes, you do. All right. So let me get the screen for a second. Or if you want, you can show yours, however you want to do it. Where is my training? Okay, who is this?
Me.
Oh, that's you. Okay.
I was wondering.
You go ahead and go to OBV. If you go to your indicators and you type in OBV, and it's called on balance volume. On balance volume. All right. And when you click on that, yes, yes, ma'am, Miss Barbara, you are 100% correct. I would never keep it away from you. So, with the on balance volume, if you look there to the right, and you can put it on top of your RSI, that's what I use. What that's showing me is that it's like the 9 and 50 on steroids, but it also shows where the money is at. It's where liquidity is. It's where the money is sitting at. And when you can have that move forward with your MACD, it will definitely do that. So she's showing you, Jenny's showing you how she does it. So you keep the settings. I think I have my settings set at 14, not 7. Let me double check.
I would put mine.
Da, 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 da. RSI. Come on, RSI. Where are you? Settings. Yeah, I have my settings at 14, Jenny. Now, I know a lot of people like the 7, but I like the 14 because I want to see a little bit more movement in the pass. And then you're just going to go ahead and throw your OBV on top of it. I would say keep your OBV orange. And then what's going to happen is you just go ahead and click on your settings, Jenny, and then it's going to say put on top. Right. Right there on your RSI. Click on your settings.
Sorry, I was just looking at a message.
No, not that one. Not chart settings. Look at your move to existing moving pane. Do Control Z. Is that your RSI there? Yeah, right there. It should go right on top of it.
I just moved it to the pane above.
Okay, perfect. All right, good deal. So now, Jenny, if you can kind of make that a little bit wider, yeah, so that way people can see it. Do you have your RSI on 14?
Actually, mine's
I see it. If you could change your RSI to 14, and I'll show you why. Can you guys hear me? Okay, perfect. All right, good deal. So let's look at the 1 hour. Perfect. All right. Now, as you can see there, if you look to the right, all right, you're going to see those numbers, 3 million, 30 million to 28 million, blah, 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 on different time frames. That's where all the money's sitting at. All right. And if you look at your MACD, as you can see, it lines up perfectly with it. And also the, that's your stochastics at the top, Jenny?
I don't have stochastic. No, that's
Well, what's the TGIM? I'm sorry.
TDI. That's TDI.
TDI. Okay, so look at your TDI. So there you have confluence. Me myself, I just use probably the scalping 2 MACD and the RSI. But if you want extra, you can use the TDI. And if you see there, you can see how when the orange line, which is the OBV, on top of the RSI. Remember, your RSI shows what? Who can tell me what RSI shows? And if anybody says relative strength index, I'm going to say you're wrong. Who wants to take a shot at it?
It's a big
Okay. All right.
Overbought,
Okay, guys, we're
oversold.
going to have no.
So one
No,
thing,
sir. I'm sorry, Mr. Eddie.
marketplace, and what does nobody knows?
Nobody can tell me what RSI is for.
Doesn't it show
Okay.
price
change or something?
No, ma'am. No, ma'am. Okay. Guys, we're going to have you got to start getting it. This is where the teacher's going to come in at. You're going to have to start getting to find out what these
Momentum
indicators that you're
indicator.
using. Yes, it shows momentum. That's exactly right, Liqua. I know you knew the answer. That is, you guys have to start finding out what these indicators you guys are using. Okay. You have to dig into your craft. How can you expect to make $10,000, $20,000 a day, a week, a month, every quarter if you don't know what the tools you're using? How can you go fix your plumbing if you don't know what a monkey wrench is from an Allen wrench? You're gonna have to submerge yourself into this craft. You have to submerge yourself in this skill set. Okay. So the RSI, it shows momentum. It shows strength in the market. Okay. So if the OBV, which is your orange line, is on top of your RSI, now getting back to Eddie, yes, you can see overbought or oversold, but you can't always depend on that because it can flip on you in a heartbeat. All right. And it really, really can. But if you have something that will give you that can give you synergy, if you will, that can complement each other, which the OBV does. And I actually found the OBV by accident. It was by pure accident because I like volume. I like to know where the money is. So what I've been using is I've been looking at it on the 4 hour, the 1 hour, the 15-minute, and 5-minute. If I'm seeing the same thing over and over again per market structure, i.e., if I can write on your screen, Jenny, I'm going to ask permission this time.
Of course, go ahead.
All right. So if you see this, this is an impulse. This is a correction. This is a very, very deep correction. This is probably sitting at probably the 618.
Amy, real quick, I've got to go get the door real quick. So you got control.
Okay. Okay, good deal. So looking at this is probably a 618 if Jenny had put her Fibonacci on. It's probably sitting at the 618. So you can see here the OBV is on top of the RSI. The RSI is painting down. You can see here that your MACD, what's happening with your MACD? It's painting down. All right. You can see here at the top of the bands for the TDI, what's it doing? It's starting to look down. So now you have confluence on the 1 hour. All right. If that's the case, you start going down now, go down to the 15-minute. Now, if Jenny was able to switch to the 15-minute, I can show you something else. But basically what you're doing is, if the orange line is on top of the blue line, you're looking for a sell. I didn't say it was a sell, because if you're on your 1 hour wrinkles, that means you're on your 4 hour time frame. We talked about this a few days ago. All right. If you're on your 15-minute wrinkles, you're on your 1 hour candles. If you're on your 5-minute wrinkles, you're on your 15-minute candles. Yes or yes? Say yes.
Say that one more time.
All right, we're gonna say. All right, so we're gonna say
I was
it again.
listening, but I didn't process.
Okay, Mr. Dewey, I got your back, buddy. All right.
Bring out your pocket calculator.
All right. If you are looking at your 4 hour wrinkles, you are on your daily candles, because wrinkles is pure price.
Right.
If you are on your 1 hour, and I'm marking it here on Jenny's top left-hand corner on Jenny's screen. If you're on your 1 hour wrinkles, you're now looking at your 4 hour candles. It's always knowing where you are in the market. If you're looking at your 15-minute wrinkles, you're looking at your 1 hour candles. If you're looking at your 5-minute wrinkles, you're looking at your 15-minute candles. If you're on your 1 minute wrinkles, you're looking at your 5-minute candles. Does that make sense?
I mean, I'm understanding the numbers, but I've always understood wrinkles are just pure price. So what do they have to do with time frames?
What they have to do with time frames is because if you're looking at entering using your candles, which we would call perfect wick entries, Mr. Dewey, on your 15-minute or 5-minute, you already know where your support and your resistance is. I guarantee you, when Jenny comes back and she comes to look at her, she switches this from wrinkles to candles, I can best believe that right about here and here, we've got some wick action. I can guarantee you that this is a zone on the 4 hour. As a matter of fact, I'm willing to put money on it right now. I can pretty much put money on it right here that this was a reversal zone on the 4 hour. I can almost put money on this that this has about maybe 2 or 3 candles that wicked up, because this is a reversal zone. If you look left, what did it hit? Do you think that it automatically just came here? Come on. That was mathematically, numbers wise, why that came there. Look what happened here. It wicked to push up and it wicked to come down. It wicked to come up to retest it because it broke that floor, retested now the ceiling, and continued down. What did it hit? It came back, it retested, came back again, retested for the 3rd time because there was liquidity sitting down here, which is right here, which was about maybe $29 million. And they shot that son of a gun up and made somebody have a real bad day. Does that make sense, Mr. Dewey?
It does. It does. I'll look at charts, but yeah, it makes sense. Totally.
Okay. So now looking at that, so that's the reason why you want to use wrinkles with your candles, is because I'm not saying you can't, what's the word? I'm not saying you can't enter off of wrinkles. I'm not saying that you can't, but just for safe, you just want to make sure that you're on point. Go ahead and go to your candles. You already have your zone here. All you're looking for is your confirmation. Your confirmation is what? You want to see that your EMAs have already crossed. What else do you want to see? You want to see your orange line, which is your OBV. Guess what crossed over? Your OBV is now under your RSI. Since the RSI shows momentum, and now you have your OBV showing volume, does not all go, that just all goes together. Look what happened. Your OBV is at the bottom, which is supporting your RSI, which is going up. What happened here to your MACD? The MACD 2X, scalping 2X MACD. What happened? What crossed over? Okay, what happened here? If you want to wait till this thing crosses the moving 50 to go ahead and get in, wow, look at that magic. Let me go ahead and clear this real quick so you can really see it, because I want everybody to see this. Look when the 50 crossed here in your TDI, the moving 50. Look what happened here. Look what happened here. You already missed the move, but this was your guaranteed trade. Look what happened here. Guaranteed trade. You went up. Okay. Well, say, Jamie, I don't want to do that. I want to wait. Okay, not a problem. Wait. Look what happened here. This was easily what? How many pips was this on crude oil? I don't know how to count pips, but it seemed like a lot. So we're going to say this was at about 54-ish. And you caught it and went up to 58. I think you made a lot of money on this if anybody knows oil. Yes or yes?
Yes.
We did? Okay, because I know nothing of oil. I don't trade oil. I trade CAD, USD CAD. So I mean, I could have made a lot of money with this. So in looking at that, that's why Rinkos is such a powerful, powerful tool. And now that I'm using the OBV because it's showing me volume over here, I know where the money is at. There's only so long this thing is going to stay down here. They got to get their money back. The broker got to get their money back. They lent out too much. They got to get their money back. So guess what they did? They hit them here. They said, okay, we'll just retest. They're going to go ahead and drop because they think this is a flag, which it was. But guess what? That son of a gun kept on going. And it kept going and made somebody have a real bad day. Now, look at this. OBV is sitting here on the top. It's sitting on the top. One little secret I'll share with you. If you see the OBV over this dotted line represents the 75 on the RSI. If this is above, your orange line is above at 100, I'm going to tell you right now, I don't care if you're on candles. I don't care if you're on Trump candles. I don't care what Japanese candle you're on, Hakanashi. It could be bippity boppity boo candles. Your butt better say it. You better sell. You better sell, 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 sell. If this OBV line is at the bottom and it surpassed the dotted line, which I don't remember what it is off the top of my head, you better buy, 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 buy. If this OBV line does not move from the bottom or does not move from the top, but that RSI is moving down, guess what? You just caught yourself one heck of a trend because you're about to get paid. It's all about understanding how these indicators work. I can show you 10 different ways you can use OBV and the RSI. 10 different ways using Rinkos. But you have to find the one that makes sense for you. Do you know there's a trader, and I will not say that individual's name. There's a trader who only uses OBV and RSI. Found him. You know why? Because I went and did my research. I went to become a student of this because I want to make my trading as simplistic as possible. Now, I like technical. Don't get it twisted. And I know there's a lot of technical people here. And if you want to get down to the micro, I advise you to. But if you don't want to get down to the micro, I pray for you. Because that's the only way you're going to be able to learn this business. You want to know the why. Why did this happen? Well, I'll tell you why this move happened. Not only did we have a double bottom, but it hit resistance. Your MACD changed. Your TDI changed. And there was a whole bunch of volume sitting down here. The guys had to get their money back. They gave away too much money. And they shot that thing up like crazy. Now they'll just go ahead and do this. There's the impulse. There's your correction. Now I'm looking for the continuation. The continuation, what? What does the continuation do? It supports the flag. It supports the correction. What does the correction support? The correction supports the impulse. This confirms your downtrend.
Yeah.
That's what it confirms. And you're looking for to take price right about here, which is about maybe, what's that, 52-ish? If everything lines up perfectly, and if this cuts right here, it breaks and retests that 50, Oh my God, you better go hamburger, go pork belly, because you know where it's going, because you're on your 1 hour time frame. If the 9 and 50 and back test this if you dare, I dare you to do it. You back test the 950 cross on the 1 hour Rincos. You go ahead and click this little thing here to the right here, this little box, and have it a split screen, and you put that on your 4 hour candles. I guarantee you, and I dare you to test me. I triple cross that line, knock the chip off my shoulder. I guarantee you, you're going to have that 950 cross on that 4 hour, and that thing's going to be dropping like crazy. You drop down to your 15-minute, the move already happened. You already missed on a whole bunch of pips. That's how powerful the 950 is, using the RSI and the OBV with your MACD. And if you need to have a third doggone eye on it, put your TDI on it. That's how you can go on ahead and make money, because you became a student of this business. You became a student of this culture. You became a student of this platform, and you know why things happen. Now, look, I can't say why something shot up like this 200 pips. Hey, that was somebody that had a whole bunch of money, and they did what they had to do. I can't say why the market dropped down like this for 500 pips that day. I don't know why. Guess what? I may never know why. I got a hint. Somebody had way more money than I did. But guess what? It is what it is. Yes?
Jamie, real quick. So here's the deal. I'm going to let you share and talk for as long as you want. And then I'm going to also.
Oh, I'm done, unless somebody's got some questions.
Hold on. Let me manage. I'm going to make Jamie the co-host. I'm going to make you the host. So I give you more control than me. But I do have
Okay.
I'm going to turn my computer down. I got to deal with a guest. So I adore every one of you guys. This is recorded, so you guys can follow through and go over this. But Jamie, by all means, share that stuff. I will say that Renko's and the line chart, they chart pretty well. They chart pretty comparable, but I'll show you that another day. But you guys hang out. He can share his screen. My volume is a little bit down. I am still here, but not in my office. Happy Tuesday. See you guys tonight, okay?
All right, okay, Jenny, have a good one.
Anybody have any questions on that?
I got it.
All right. Mr. Dewey.
Yeah, I do have, so this is Trading View. I've almost always used MT4, but you probably need to switch over to a better trading chart to be able to do this easily, I'm guessing.
Well, you can do the same thing on Trading View. It's on MT4. It's on MT4.
Yeah, I've seen it before, but I didn't think, I never thought to mix them together like that. Well, because I know somebody used it on like US 30 or something. Somebody.
Oh my God, this thing is magic on US 30.
Yeah.
I see this works really well on indices. But yeah, I guarantee, yes, this is on MT4. And it's under
volume. It's on volume.
I think it's under volume. Yeah, volume.
Yeah.
I have had a hard time finding anything that works Renko working well with MT4 though. I've tried that for a long time, and there's not a lot of good options for Renko on MT4.
Unfortunately, you won't be able to find everything you want on one platform. Okay, and unfortunately, we don't have that. The powers that be doesn't give us that opportunity for MT4. I just find the closest broker in which I found that works relatively close with Hugo's Way is FXCM. I find that one to work the closest with Hugo's Way. And I've tried every single one of them that TradingView has to offer, and the FXCM works the best.
Gotcha. Okay, that helps.
Okay, so I mean, FXCM is usually about maybe, I've seen the max average is 2 pips. So what my recommendation is add another 2 pips to whatever your stop loss is. Just add 2 pips to whatever your stop loss is. That's my recommendation. Add 2 pips.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay. And that way it would help you out a lot. But RSI, I've always loved RSI. But to have this OBV, I mean, if you're looking at my screen right now, looking at the 1 hour, and guys, whatever you do not play with this. Don't do this. Don't mess with it on the right. Leave that alone. Please don't mess with it. Don't be moving your RSI up and down. Just leave it alone, because what you're going to do is you're going to throw it off. So if you just by accident do it, just reset your reset your screen. Just reset your screen. All right. And then you'll see what it is. I mean, look at this. This was picture perfect. This was picture perfect. You knew that this thing was going down. You knew this was going down. Look at your MACD. When did this thing ever pop up from this point on? It never did. It never popped up. Where are you at? Where's my vertical line? There it is. This thing never popped up after this point right here. It never popped up. Not one time. It never came up for air. It never came up for air. And that was off the 1 hour. And you just kept on going. You just kept on going. You just kept on going. But you know market structure. I mean, come on. How many pips was this? Good googly goo. I mean, that was 162 pips. 162 pips. You could have hit that thing easily 10, 15, 20 times. It took off 10 to 15 doggone places off of your 6-figure or 7-figure challenge. Easily, comfortably, without question. But you want to see a secret? Let me show you what this looked like on Rinkos. Now tell me that's not the most beautifulest thing in the world. Look at that. OBV is on top. RSI is at the bottom. Red line crossed over your MACD. And it's been going to hell ever since. I'm just waiting for her to hit this. She's going to hit this zone and come up. One way or another, be like Johnny Bench waiting. She's got it correct. And when she does, I'm going to be right there waiting. We shall see.
So what would you look for to see an entry long?
An entry on? When these two lovers cross their ways, they'll pass in the dark like two ships. And they're intertwined together. And when they intertwine, I'm going to be right there just like Johnny Bench, ready to go ahead and just take advantage of that move. Because it's going to happen. Look at it. We're sitting at 20 million here. That's on Rinkos. But me, I know Rinkos is the 4-hour chart. Let's go down to the 5-minute. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. What do we see? What do we see? Double bottoms. What do we see? OBVs at the bottom. RSIs at the top. Ready to go and buy all the way till she pops. And if she does, which I'm already in this pair, and you know what? Since I'm about to talk to you, I'm about to tag her again. Go ahead and get me 72 pips. But I'm not looking for that little baby move. I don't want baby moves. I want to eat for a long time. I'm looking to go ahead and pull 200 and at least 50 pips out the deal when she's ready to pop. She's ready to pop 250 pips. Who's got a calculator? 250 pips divided by 12. How many times is that? Yes, you can. You can add that on MT4. Anybody got a calculator? Hello?
It's 20.
That's 20?
Yes, sir.
So you telling me I got 20 hits on that, Mr. Scott? I can put at least 15 to 20 entries on this and take 20 pieces off of my my scalping strategy, my 6-figure, 7-figure challenge?
You're telling me.
Wow. So, because it only takes 33. If you have a $500 account, it only takes 33 trades to get yourself to six figures. And that's low in 100,000. Actually, it's 1.1 million, 101,000, or whatever. Y'all know what the heck I mean. So you got $100,000 after 33 trades. I'm getting you 50 to maybe 60% there, 50 to 55% there if this thing goes the way it's planned. And it's going to happen. It's going to happen. So go ahead and take advantage of it. Take advantage of what the market is giving you. And this is straight a naked chart. All I got on here is two indicators. The scalpel one and the RSI, well, three if you want to count the OBV. You just sit there and wait. Let the trade come to you. I've been sitting in drawdown for what, 2-3 days now? I don't care. Because I know where the market is going. Well, how much am I down right now? I'm down 162 plus 73 plus 10. So what's that? 185. So what? 250 bucks? 250 bucks. That's nothing compared to what we're about to get. I'll take that sacrifice, but I know what I'm willing to risk. I'm willing to risk $500. I'm willing to risk $500 to make doggone over $225, maybe $3,000. Because I'm in this trade, what, 3 times now? It's about to be 4. But I use proper risk management. And I still have 550% of my margin level. I got 2.49. I have a 1.25. I have a 0.64. I'm about to divide that into 2. So I'm about to go ahead and put now what's that? Divide that by 2. That's 32. Yeah. So 0.32. I'm about to put in a 0.32 trade. $3.20. Now that may take me right to 500%. If you know where the market is going, guys, drawdown will not scare you. And if you use your tools, you use your working tools, and you know how they work, there's nothing that can stop you. Now, I'm not going to say I've won every trade. I haven't. I've lost 3. I won 10 and lost 3. I went 13 trades, and it was 3 losses right back to back. I stepped away for an hour. I chilled out. I came back. Got back into another pair, not that same pair, because I was chasing the market. Ended up making $700. Came back. That trade wasn't ready yet. I got into it. I lost twice again. Lost twice again. I was like, nope, she ain't ready. These are not my pips. I walked away next day. Got back on the doggone thing. She was ready. I ended up making the money that I lost plus $320. Just got to be patient.
Yeah,
let the paint dry.
Yeah, that's
Any other questions? I'm sorry, Derek. What were you saying, sir?
Yeah, that's how I'm kind of riding Odd Cat. It's on a decision right now, and I'm riding it. I got a couple, and I'm waiting for that kettle to close again, and I'm going to put in a couple of more. And then eventually, I know it's going to reverse, and I'll catch it on the upside, but I'm getting it on the downside.
And just
like Hollywood.
Just using the market. Yeah, just using the market and knowing how the market works.
But right
just
now,
practice this on your demo accounts.
Mm-hmm.
Huh?
But right now, it's a nice descending channel right now. And I'm just riding it down. Got on my skis.
Now look at this.
Make some of that liquid money.
I know, right? Look at this, Mr. D. Look how we had the double bottom right here. That was on candles. But look at this on Rincos. Let's go to the 15-minute. Bingo. Perfect wick entry. Perfect wick entry. Perfect wick entry. Perfect wick entry. Let's look at it on the 5-minute. Double bottom. But we saw that double bottom on the 1 hour on candles.
Jamie,
Yes.
when you're using that wick entry, okay, that Renko, when it wicked down, you take that next candle.
I wait for 2 candles, sir, to close.
Oh, okay, you wait for 2. All right.
Right. But I just know she's not ready yet. I know she's not ready yet. But I know she's. Let me rephrase that. I know she's ready yet. But this is not something I would throw out yet, because she still needs to make that cross, because she still can drop. She can still drop. Right here, another 35 more pips, another 34 to 35 more pips. She still can drop. She can do that. But I'm prepared for that to happen. The reason I'm prepared, because my stop loss is right here, 1.03400. I'm willing to sacrifice that because I know what's big about to happen. And every time she drops that thing, I'm going to tag her butt again. I'm going to tag her butt again. Every single chance, but I'm not going to over leverage my account. You guys see, by the end of this week, maybe next week, she'll pop. Same thing with GCAD. Let me guys show you this. Everybody's telling me GCAD's not going to sell. I said, okay. All right. You keep thinking that. You keep thinking that. What's GCAD doing? What happened? OBV. Was it on top? It's been on top this whole time. It's been on top this whole time. I've just been waiting. I said, okay, there's the drop. I'm waiting for the retest. And guess what? I'm in this trade as we speak right now. And she's already dropped, let me see, 26 from 39, that's 13. She's already dropped 13 pips. She's already dropped 13 pips. I'm looking for her to come back and check this line. I'm looking for her to come back and check this line. And I'm definitely looking for her to come back and check this green line. She does that? Oh, baby. Oh, baby. That's 400 pips. Oh, baby. And that's the 5 minute, which is the 1 hour candles. I told you, test me. Test me. Dare you. Look at this. OBV's on top of the RSI. Ah, that's perfect. Oh, that's so perfect. Ah, so perfect. So perfect. Hey, even if she just comes down here and just check this doggone yellow line and retest it again, that's still 100 pips for me. We still win. Reason being is because we became students and we know how these things work. We know how these different tools work to make a high-powered machine. Okay? Any questions? Because I need to eat some veggies. I haven't eaten all day today.
You've done a great job talking about RSI and OBV. Real quickly, we just touch on the MACD and kind of what you're always looking for in the MACD.
All I'm looking for to MACD is this red line on top of this green histogram. That's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for that on the higher time frames. If I see that happen on the 4 hour, I'm immediately dropping down to the 1 hour. Bingo, right here. So let's mark it. Right here. We had the nice cross. What do we see? Wick entry. Oh my God, man, you cannot make this stuff up. And what do we see on the 4 hour OBVs on top of the RSI? That's the 4 hour, right? Let's go to the 1 hour. What do you see? Red on top of green. It dropped, it broke, it retested, came back up. Still did not touch my stop loss, because my stop loss is the previous high. And look what she's doing. She respected it. And
Is
look
your
where
red
we're
line
at.
the slow MACD or is it the slow MACD signal?
It's whatever the gentleman made it for Trading View. Whoever one that did this, the 2 times MACD for MT4 made it for Trading View for us here in the team, Scott. So I'm not sure who did it, but whoever did it, it works the same way as the MACD. It just works a lot faster. I don't know what the settings are, but it's in the group if you care to look at it, Scott.
Okay,
I
I'll
don't
find
know.
it.
Maybe it was you that did it. Okay.
No, I didn't do the trading view one.
Okay, and that's all I use. So that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for the red line on top of it. Now, normally I should have the teeth on here, but this one works better for my eyes. I can see better. I don't have so much noise. So I'm just waiting for the red line to cross on top. Who's ever's on top, that's where I'm going with. Once she crosses here, let's say she crosses here. Look what happened here. This is your safe trade. Once that green line crosses over that red line, guess what? You go in for the buy. How many pips was that? Jeez Louise, 73 pips in 5 hours. Huh. Nice little scalp, huh? See, guys, we can take scalping to a whole nother level where you're not scalping 10, 15 pips. You can scalp 100 pips, 50 pips. If you know how to use the tools that you are sitting here before you. Look, one day Jenny's going to take her ball and go home. I told this to her, so there's no secret. So whoever goes and tells her, she's going to say, yeah, Jamie tells me that to my face. Tell her, I want you to. One day Pat's going to take his ball and go home. One day Scott's going to take his ball and go home. What you going to do? You're going to find somebody else to take trades from? Or you're going to get down in these books and learn how to do it? Yeah.
I'm going to be okay.
Yeah, you're going to be okay. Of course you are. You better be.
So again, Jamie, just to get clear on here, as soon as you see the red,
Yes,
you
sir.
take a short.
I'm taking a short. I'm taking a short. I go in a little bit. I go in, a little small. It's nothing heavy. And I just go straight down to my lower time frame. I go straight to my 5 minute. Look at my 5 minute. What does my 5 minute tell me? Let me go ahead and reset it. Okay, there's my 5 minute. Okay, let's put my EMAs on it. What does my EMA say? If I got to have my other crutch. Wow, 50 is over the 9. Why wouldn't I take this trade? Why wouldn't I not take this trade? What's under here? The red line's already passed through the histogram and the MACD 0 line. Why wouldn't I take this trade? What's sitting on top of here? My OBV is sitting on top of my RSI. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. I got 6 confirmations to take this trade. Why wouldn't I take it? What's that? 40 pips? 47 pips? I knew a flag was coming. A correction had to come. So guess what? There's my impulse. Here's my flag. Here's my correction. There's my nice little flag. Hey, flag. How are you? There's my flag. There's my flag. Boom, she retested it. She kept on going down. What did she do? She crossed back up. She crossed at my 50, my 950 cross, right here on the 5 minute. Why don't I take her back up? Oh my God, why shouldn't I take her back up? What's here at the bottom? OBV. Is it under the doggone, what's this, the 28, the 25%? Yes, it is. Here's my oversold level, as Mr. Eddie had said earlier. Okay, so guess what? My RSI line, is that not way above the OBV? Are they separated? The further they are apart they are, the stronger the trend. Guess what just happened? Wow, my red line crossed over. My MACD 0 line. Green's on top, red's on bottom. There's the support. Red's on the bottom, green's on top. Let's go for the ride. Now, I'm on the 5 minute. Why don't I just go ahead and take her for another ride back up? So I got my buy for 70 pips. I'm going to go ahead and get me now another 56 pips. So that's 120 plus pips. So we're just going to round it up and say 130 in one day. Well, 2 days. Sorry. So in 2 days, we pulled 130 pips. Divide that by 2. What's that? 65 pips a day. You got people who was begging to just get 10 pips out the market one day. I just showed you how to pull 130 pips out the market in 2 days.
That's a lot of pips.
That's a lot of pips, especially if you know what you're doing and you properly manage it correctly. Always remember where you are in the market. What happens on a higher time frame has already happened on the lower time frame. Remember, let's go back to this 1 hour. What happened? Not magic. It's just market structure. There it is. There it is. Went down to my 5 minute. There it is. Why wouldn't I go and take advantage of it? The market's stupid enough to give me the money. I'm going to take it. What are you going to do? Oh, no, I don't want those 56 pips. Nope. I don't want to go ahead on number 7 when it tells me to go and put 3.75, 3 standards down. I don't want to do that. No. I don't want those 70. No, Jamie, you have those 57 pips. Oh, yeah, go ahead, buddy. You have it. Shoot. I'm going to eat their lunch. You should have the same mentality.
What are your favorite time frames to trade? Do you have particular ones that you focus on?
Sir, I look at the 4 hour, 1 hour. I drop down straight to the 5 minute. That's a done deal.
Yep.
4 hour, 1 hour. Drop down to the 5 minute.
Yep. For your entries.
4 hour, 1 hour. And to be honest with you, if I'm on Rico's, I'm only looking at 2 time frames, sir. 1 hour and 5 minute. If I feel froggy, I'll jump down to the 1 minute. But otherwise, I'm on 1 hour and 5 minute. I'm done. And I'm looking on high probability trades. That's all I'm looking for. High probability trades. High probability trades. Again, if it's going to give at least 100 pips, I'm in that son of a gun at least 5 to 7 times. At least 5 to 7 times. If it takes, I can't get a trade in on Sunday, I can't get a trade in on Monday, okay, well, I guess I got to wait for Tuesday. If I can't get a trade in on Tuesday, I know I can get me something on Wednesday. I know something's going to pop off by Wednesday. Something's going to pop. And I'm going to be right there waiting for it. I mark up 28 pairs every weekend. Every weekend. I find my top 5. I break down my top 5 to my top 3. And that's all I deal with. Whoever hits first, whoever come knocking first, I'm going in. Screw those other trades. I'm not even looking at it. I'm dealing straight with this one. And that's what I've been doing. I've been dealing straight with AUD and ZD because I know it's going to pop. And when she pops, she's going to pop very aggressively. And when she does, I'm going to be right there and I'm going to be ready. So if you stick to the rules, know how these tools work, man, guys, it is no reason that you can't make any money out this market. There's no reason. Anybody have us? Anyone else have any questions?
Yeah, Jimmy. This is Stanley. Can you say what your RSI and OBV settings are again?
My RSI is 14. I don't mess with my OBV settings at all. I just leave it as is. I don't mess with nothing. If your RSI is on 14, keep it on 14. If it's not on 14, put it on 14.
Okay.
Now, who can tell me what the 14 stands for? Except for liquid.
14 candles. Previous candles.
You didn't sound confident.
14 previous candles.
Oh, okay. All right. Go ahead and do some research.
Okay.
Okay, good. Anybody else want to take a shot at it?
What, moving average?
No. Okay.
Please.
No. Nope. Sound like some people need to do some homework.
I admit I do.
Okay. So let me ask you guys this. And you know what? We're family. We can keep it 100 because I expect for you to pull my coattail. I expect for you to pull me up in my collar. How many people really know what they're doing when they're getting on these charts? And they know what these EMAs and stochastics and TDIs and RSIs and MACDs. Really? Don't you think it's important to learn and find out what the heck you're using to make this money?
Right, but
have a talk
that's
with
what I was
yourself
saying
today, guys.
Yeah, that's what we're here for, jumping all over the place. It is hard to kind of know what way to go. So
yeah. Have a talk with yourself and find out if you're willing to be a student of this business. Jenny can give you every trick of the trade. Pat can give you every trick of the trade. Elvis can give you every trick of the trade. But if you don't understand what you're using, man, you're never gonna make no money. You're not gonna make the money that you deserve. You're gonna have to talk with yourself. Have that man or that woman in the mirror moment. Are you willing to learn this skill set? So that way, when somebody comes with you some BS foolery, you know they don't know what they're talking about. You know they don't know what look, let me tell you, this ain't the truth. They lying to you. And this ain't worth you paying no $1,000 for. This ain't worth you paying $5,000 for. They can't even tell you what the freaking 50 EMA stands for. They don't even know what the 50 is. What says the 50 in the EMA? And why is the EMA used? I can't even tell you. That was a hint. You should know. How can you share this with somebody when you can't even tell them? How many people on here know what the MACD stands for?
Moving average,
Crickets.
convergence, divergence.
Convergence and divergence, exactly.
Yes.
Exactly. Moving average, convergence, and divergence. But now you need to figure out what the numbers mean. What's the settings mean? See, that's how you get down to the sign. That's how you get down to the micro of it. That way nobody can come and tell you something different. You know what you know, just like at your jobs. But dang, your jobs ain't paying you, but they paying you peanuts. But this way he can pay you millions. And you don't want to take the time to learn it? How dare you? How dare you disrespect yourself, disrespect your last name, and disrespect your family, disrespect your seed? How dare you? Learn this skill set, guys. Learn it. I love each and every one of you. It's time for me to get some spinach in my body because I'm hungry. I hope this helps out, and I hope that you take advantage of this skill set.
Appreciate you, Jenny and Jamie. Appreciate you,
Yeah,
brother.
appreciate you.
Yeah, thanks.
I'm glad I asked.
For pulling our coattails.
That's right.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
Professor.
Yeah, way to bring it, bro. We need that, man.
All right, guys. Yeah, have a great one, man. And get these pets. Change your last name, man. Hey,
Leave no
look, it's
pits
just
behind.
been,
Hashtag.
this
leave
is
no pits
2
behind.
years.
Hey,
There you go.
Go, Jamie.
I'm sorry, sir?
Your new nickname is Goat Jamie.
Goat Jamie. Oh, bless you, brother. I appreciate it. I'm just a servant leader, man. I'm just here to serve, man.
I'm putting in the time. Hopefully, in a year's time, I can get half as knowledgeable as you.
Can I help you with that real quick?
Yes, sir.
We don't hope for nothing. Either we do or we don't.
Right. Right.
Okay?
Yes, sir.
We don't hope for nothing. You hope that you can put that doggone basketball in that hoop. No, we are going to put that basketball through that hoop.
That's right.
We got to work on that mindset, buddy, okay? Please do. We don't hope for scrap. We do what we don't do.
Right.
Right? Yoda, Star Wars.
Yes, sir.
All right, guys. God bless each and every one of you.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
All right. Bye-bye.
All right. Bye-bye.
Somebody has some questions. Buy position for you're in the buy position for AUD. Yes, I am. Hey, what's going on there, MCS? Yeah, I got your back. Yeah, I'm in a buy position for it, man. Okay, MCS. You had a question that said if I was in a buy position. Yes, I am. I can't hear you, but okay. If you give me a thumbs up, I see you. Okay, gotcha. Okay, perfect, bro. All right, let me see anybody else I miss. You can do a YouTube at TV for beginners, and they have tutorials. No. Can you add this to MT4? Yes, you can. How do you reset your charts? You just go there to the bottom, and then you're going to see some arrows and everything. It's going to say reset, or you can right-click and say reset. All right. Let me see. Anybody else have any? I want to get paid. Yeah, me too. Settings on Rincos. What do you use? Mine is AT14. Yeah, you can use 14. Just know you're going to be in that brick for a long time because it won't create no more than 14 pips or whatever the pip count is on your ATR. That's how long it's going to take to make one brick. All right. Rico Candles JPEG. Okay. All right. Off to bed. All right. That's it. Anybody okay? Hey, no problem, Miss Rogers. All right, guys. I'm out, man. I'm about to go get some veggies. Get something in my system. Appreciate each and every one. You
So
guys have a
proud
great
of you,
evening.
Jamie. Go get your vegetables.
Yes, ma'am. I know I gotta get muscles like Mr. Inspirations over there, man. I gotta get some quadriceps like him. I gotta get some 22-inch pythons. So I don't think these young cats think they can get over on me. All right, y'all be easy. All right, now how do I turn this doggone thing off? How do I do that? Leave the meeting. Okay, that'll work too. All right. No, I don't know how to turn this thing on. How you turn this thing on? I don't know. Can I do it? She gave me the power. Oh, end.
Just leave the meeting, Jamie.
Just leave it? Okay, Donna. I'll talk to you later, hon.
All right.
All right, bye.
Thanks.
All right, now how do I leave? How do I leave?
And meeting
Can
for
I
all.
leave? Oh, okay. Bingo.